Alright, folks, and welcome back to the channel. It's time to look ahead to Celtic's trip tomorrow to Easter Road as we face Hibs in the league. Obviously, returning off the back of that not even disappointing, just gutting midweek result in Munich. Alistair, um, obviously, you're coming back off a European game, so this could be a bit of a tricky fixture for Celtic against an informed Hibs team.
Yeah, it could be Josh, but something, I'd rather be coming back to a game like this than maybe a Ross County, a Dundee, a run of the mill game. Easter Road tends to be an alright game as such.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just hoping we can get by the next week and then basically win the league as quick as possible. But
Well, if we
I'm expecting a decent performance tomorrow night, actually.
Aye, well, we were obviously, I think within the next two games, which are difficult games, obviously tomorrow against Hibs, as I said, in form and doing pretty well for themselves at the moment. Aberdeen, probably the exact opposite, really out of form at the moment, but it's still Aberdeen. Obviously, we've got them on Tuesday at Parkhead. You're realistic looking at 4 games for us to win the league.
Yeah.
Obviously, one of those games is a derby as well, so that probably just. I
Uh,
really
but
do think. I
that
do think.
takes on you go.
I'm just saying. I think if you win the next 3 league games, the league's done. I think it's personally, I think if
Well,
you can win the next 3 league games, and hopefully it's no famous last words, but I think if you win the next 3 league games, the league's pretty much wrapped up for
I
me.
believe the next 3 league games, Josh, are Hibs tomorrow, Aberdeen on Tuesday, and then you're at Paisley next Saturday.
Well, we get one before this. I thought it was straight to the
Uh,
Rangers game. Um,
no, no.
aye, so I think if you're going into that, the Rangers game with the same points gap, which I think could be a possibility, to be honest, then I do think, even if you get a point at Parkhead, I think you're still looking like league's done. But obviously, Alice, it's just focusing game by game at this point. And as I've kind of always said about these games, just get them off the list, get them ticked off the list, and just get another one um, moved out the road, to be honest. And it is a difficult play, especially for Brendan Rodgers to go. Um,
Yeah.
he struggled to get a win at Easter Road, I think, until last year, obviously, with the Ida game. Was his
Yeah.
first win at Easter Road. So, obviously, we're not there in the reverse fixture, and I think won pretty comfortable then. Was it 3-0 won in the end, I think?
2-0, I think.
2 nothing. It was McGregor and
I think
Kuhn.
McGregor's Thunderbolt and Kuhn's cut back for. I think it
Aye,
was not. I don't want to bring this up, but was it no one of Matt O'Reilly's last games?
might have
It
been
might
actually as
well
well.
be.
Aye, might have been. But aye, Alistair, obviously Hibs started the season horrendously, but they've managed to pull it back. Sitting in fifth at the moment, probably where they'd expect to be at the moment. Obviously, they're in the quarterfinals of the Scottish Cup, obviously against us at Celtic Park. Is it next weekend? So
No, it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks as we record this. 2 weeks today, Josh. Actually,
aye, right,
no, two
aye, no,
weeks tomorrow. It's a Sunday.
aye, so aye. But no, it's been impressive. I think from Hibs, I think they've dragged it back because it was, as I said, Arsenal was looking pretty horrendously at times. It was just they looked like they were nailed on certains to go down at points.
Well, I never thought they'd be good doing, Josh. But he's done well to retrieve it. And I think because as Celtic supporters, I've always got a kind of soft spot for David Way for obvious reasons. But I think, to be honest, do you know what I like about Hibs games in general? They always come and have a go at you. It's no part of the bus with some teams. They always try and play.
Aye,
And you've got to admire that. But obviously, I, listen, I think Rodgers' team talk is, listen, just get in, get out, and get the points, and you're almost there. So I think
Aye,
I think the fact you're playing a form team and you want to kind of put a marker down for the quarter final as well. You don't want to give them any oxygen by beating us. The more you don't want to give Rangers any oxygen either. So um so you want to try and win the game. Win it early if you can, but just find a way.
aye. You talked there obviously a bit about obviously how they come out and play. If I'm being honest with you, earlier on the season, obviously we beat them 3-0 at Celtic Park, but they probably should have scored at least two that day.
Um,
Schmeichel had to force a few good saves, or they'll just get in and go at times. So you're going to have to be wary and stuff like that. And
I don't mind worrying. That was our last defeat.
no, I'm talking about Hibs last defeat. You talk about
I
was
They've
it?
no
Fucking
lost in
hell.
12 games.
Aye, so there you
Granted,
go.
they've no won them all,
Aye.
they haven't
Um,
lost in 12 games.
no, but obviously you said there as well. So we're going to team selection in a minute, but we were, as you said, it's just all about no gain. The Rangers are getting any oxygen. Also, there's been a lot of news with them with this takeover bid this week and on it, which just gave a lot of fans a lot of oxygen. So it's just I'm always kind of just you need to just drown it in noise, and Brendan Rodgers has been good at that, I think, and he'll know. He was talking in the press conference today because somebody asked him also how the players were feeling ahead of the game or after the game in Munich, and he just kind of says, "No, we sat and had a beer and whatever." And the usual people, unprofessional, and just like, shut the fuck up. I
After the
mean,
season they've given us.
like you think I've seen some of the comments on Twitter from Celtic supporters as well, and it's like you think they were out in a fucking bender.
It's probably they've been given maybe, I don't know, one beat each.
It's just is right. Obviously, we had remember the whole Dubai debacle. Like that was a jolly. Like and they were disgraceful that season.
Yeah.
But it's just a way to calm them all down. It was difficult in that. Um, but it's Brendan Rodgers. He's a brilliant manager, and he will pick them up. And these players have shown that they'll pick them up and all that.
I'll be honest with you, Joy, right? I don't get this picking them up. Why do they need picked up? They shouldn't. They've not been a discredit to the club. They've not been outclassed or anything. They they took a team that's going to win the Bundesliga all the way,
Mm-hmm.
and they lost in the last kick of the ball. I mean, that's he shouldn't need picked up. If anything, that should give you a boost.
I did think he obviously seen it on Wednesday night. There was a few people, few of the players looked fucking emotional as fuck. Like Tati looked like he was. I've never seen that guy more emotional in my life itself. To be honest, McGregor looked really emotional. Vickers looked quite emotional. Engels looked emotional. So it did. I think it has. I don't think it's a negative thing. I think they were just really gutted. So it's kind of just pulling.
Well, we were gutted though. You can
Aye.
imagine what the players were like.
I think it's just maybe not pulling them up because it's saying they've done a bad job or anything. I think it's just trying to get them right. It's all right, just like we need to go again, and that's just the case at Celtic. You need to just keep going, no matter what
Aye.
happens.
Well, yeah,
Um,
you're always good as your last game, Josh. I mean, if if and I'm not being flippant when I say this, we lost the Mora, the hounds will be out. You know what it's like.
nah, you know what it's like. It's a goldfish bowl, as they call it.
Yeah,
We could be giving them plaudits for the gutsy performance during the week, and I do understand it. You still get knocked out, but I think you need to look kind of further into it.
yeah,
But then if we get beat at Hibs, or we even just get beat, if we drop points against Hibs, you know fine well that we'll probably put. And I'm not going to blame. If we get beat, I'll be pretty annoyed in the post match reaction myself. So,
yeah.
and that's just the way. You expect Celtic to win every single game. I'm not saying it's going to happen, But I expect we all expect it. It's just how it
Well,
happens.
I don't know about you, Josh, but I think somewhere people think would I'd like to win it before the split
Aye.
so that we can focus in the semi-final, a quarter-final, semi-final, and final. Because let's be honest, I think Celtic will do enough to go over the line and win this league. So I've got eyes on winning a treble.
Mm-hmm.
So I want the league done. I want that wee gold above our name as champions as quick as possible, so that we can assess what we need, use the squad, and see where we go in the summer. And it lets the board plan.
Aye,
It
and I
lets
think
the board manager plan.
it has got to be a big summer for the club anyway. It was that in January. Obviously you
Yeah.
get the news across the city about the takeover. So I don't know if that will enhance it. I don't think it will, but I think it was already going to be a big summer anyway.
I think Rodgers kind of today hinted at it. He said, we'll strengthen the squad, and he basically said, I'm happy here. He said, we've no discussed a new contract yet, but I wouldn't see that as a panic, Josh. I think you'll find when the league is won, I think he'll sit down with the board. And I said that to you last week. When this league is won, I personally think, and it's my opinion, I don't know yours, I personally think Roger will sit down with the club when the league is won, and then they'll pass out terms.
Oh no,
What
it's a must that he signs a contract now.
Yeah,
It's
because
an
they
absolute must.
they can't picture the scene. Roger says, I need four players, high quality players. The board are going to say, right, we'll give you those 4 players, but
Aye,
you need
to
commit. That's what's going to happen, Joe.
and that's completely understandable. Obviously we slate the board a lot about obviously how at times, but a board's not going to back a manager if he's going to fuck off in February
12
again.
months.
Aye, I wouldn't even say 12 months. I'd say in summer if he gets those players and fucks off, they're going to go at right now, Brendan. We need a big.
We need a big commitment for you.
Commitment. If you want, say it was a striker, for instance, or say it was
Reece Garden, for example.
say it was a midfielder, a winger, or something, and Brendan goes, I need this, and that. They're going to go at right now, Brendan. You sign a contract, then we'll give you, and that's completely understandable in my opinion. But I've always said that when Brendan Rodgers leaves, no matter who we get in, is a downgrade. It will because
it'll not be the next manager's fault. It's just a fact. It's a fact.
Because he is, and he's shown. He's done. In my opinion, he's done the most in Europe that any Celtic manager's done. There's no even a debate about that anymore. Now I know the Celtic in Europe has been a very low bar. I'm not going to sit here and act above his to it. But he was going to be the first Scottish team to win in Germany, obviously in the last minute equalised.
Thanks
so
for reminding me.
I know. But as I said, Alistair, you've said that there as well. You've got a treble win, and I think that's just what's going to have to be the focus till the end of the season. Team selection,
years.
Team selection, Alistair. I do think.
I think we'll go strong, Josh.
Oh, you have to now. You have to. You've got 2 focuses now. The league, as you say, getting wrapped up as soon as possible. Then obviously the Scottish Cup. Goalkeeper, I think will stay the same. Carter Vickers, Schmeichel will come in. Right back, no messing about. Johnston.
Yeah,
It was a tremendous again Wednesday night. Tuesday night. Sorry, Tuesday night.
Tuesday.
Aye, Carter Vickers and Trusty. I thought they two were really good. I just thought Carter Vickers was also unlucky with the Bayern goal.
Trust is really improving week on week, Josh.
Aye.
I think sometimes it's too easy for him.
I think unless he's up against Simon Murray. I think sometimes when it gets a bit too easy for him, I think that's when he starts getting bundled off the ball pretty easy. I think when he's fully in it, he's really good, and then you start seeing a bit of the. I do think he's still trying to adapt to the Scottish game. I think that will take maybe a bit of time. I think you will see the best of him probably next season. Like a lot of the players, I think you'll see the best of the squad. Carter Vickers, I think, will stay in there. Obviously, left back has to be Jeffrey Slip. There's no way that he gets dropped out of this team now.
Nope.
The difference, and I'm not having a go. People might. I'm one of probably Craig Taylor's, but only backers at times. But and Alistair will back me up on that.
I'm not. I'll be completely honest. I'm not.
At this point, it's nothing to do with who you're. It's just what we're seeing in the pitch, and the last two times that Slips come in.
And let's be honest, if we want to keep Jeffrey Slip as part of the squad for next year, you're going to need to play him.
Aye. And I think, we obviously had Vi, we never really played for him, which I never really agreed with personally. I thought he should have got a lot bigger chance, so we better do this. And there's no reason why Jeffrey Slip shouldn't be playing most of the games now. Greg Taylor's out the door, so I would rather have somebody who's putting. And I'm not saying, but I just think you can see the difference. He's stronger, he's quicker.
I tell you what, every home game he goes. Every home game Greg Taylor plays, teams set up to kick off down the left-hand side. You won't get that swoop.
It's a running joke between me boot up the left-hand side. It's from kick-off. It's a running joke between me and you. That it's just got to be booted up the left-hand side, and it normally is, 9 times out of 10. Because I think junior teams could figure that out. Honestly, I don't think you need a master tactician. But midfield, I think, obviously Bernardo's still out injured. Callum McGregor will come in. Arnie Engels, I think, will. I don't know, but I don't think he'll play Engels because he seems to drop Engels if he plays the European game. I do think Engels is still adjusting because if you look at when he played at Augsburg, he was 1 game a week. I think yes.
You could go McGregor, McGowan, Hatate.
I think so because I think they spoke about that last week. He was laughing about it. Brendan Rodgers was telling Engels, "Oh, you're 1 week. I think my holiday's gone now." And all that. So I think Engels might still be adjusting to that, kind of just playing. I know he's a professional football player, but going with what I've usually seen, I think it might be McKeown, Hatate. I think McKeown will play. I think he will drop one of the midfielders. I think it will be McKeown, Engels, Hatate, and McGregor. Sorry. The front line's an interesting one because obviously Dyson Maida can play up top, where I do think we should be playing him. But then obviously I'll drop Maida out the squad.
I think he'll as a certainty to play tomorrow.
Do you think so?
Because Hibs are still, I know they've got a decent defensive record, but those two centre-halves are prone to making mistakes, especially from cross balls. So you would want Biggie in there. I would.
Aye. I think I will put Ida in. I think, and I don't know about the wing. I think Jota will come out.
I think Jota will play. I think Jota's a certainty.
I think so.
Because if you remember, he only played an hour in Munich. So and Kuhnel still, I think it might be Jota on one side and Maida the other.
I'll probably go with that then, to be honest. Because I do think, I think Jota was good and still decent enough. I don't think he was it didn't blow up any trees or anything, but I
To
think
be honest, and he still needs fitness.
aye. Well, you said that, and that's what I'm talking about earlier on about pre-seasons. I don't think you'll see the best of Jota or either or the Arnie Engels until pre-season. And I think this is a big, this is a club. This is the mistake that the club can't make again in the summer. But
Yeah,
going
we
to try and
can't
get,
wait. We can't wait. We need players in early.
and I'm not saying have 6-7 players on the 1st of July,
We don't need
but
6 or 7. We need 4. 4, maybe 5, depending who you lose.
um,
And then else you get a bonus.
because you want them having somewhat, maybe not the full pre-season, but you want them because they're still going to have a decently sized pre-season because the
You want them
playoff,
on the tour.
aye,
Because they'll go somewhere. You want the majority to play. I know it's not always possible, but you do need to try and get some. I mean, look at Schmeichel. Case in point. Plays
I was
against
saying,
plays against Chelsea, absolutely superb. Doesn't look back.
aye, because it's not we need to play 3-4 rounds when you're starting qualifiers in the middle of July. We're starting qualifiers near enough the end of August.
Yeah.
So you've still got time to have a proper pre-season and go on a tour
Yeah,
like we did last.
you're playing the last week in August. You'll play league games before you play in the Champions League.
Aye, so it's not what I'm trying to say. You're still going to get a full pre-season in.
Yeah.
We're no going to get a full pre-season, so I think it's obviously important that we can try and bed as many players in during that pre-season. Obviously, it gets ready for that, that playoff time, whoever it is against.
And let's be honest, we've looked at the teams, Josh.
And we
I
should be
mean,
beaten.
it should given an equal win. We shouldn't be no losing sleep the night before. Oh, we've got Basel. No, Basel were a good team,
No,
but
anyway.
now they've got Albion Ayeti. To
Um,
put it in perspective.
don't. I'm
No,
thinking
I
about
know, but I'm just saying that's the level,
um,
mate.
no, and we can't sit and batter on about all this Champions League credit that we got this season, because I think
And
it
then
just
they end up in the Europa League.
if we get booted at the playoffs, then I think we'll just
Oh,
put us back down to where we were before.
yeah.
In fact, we've not learned anything. I think us to get into that playoff and be a perfect. See when if Club Brugge are in that playoff, they're qualifying. That's what we need to be
Let's
like.
be honest. The one we all want, Josh, is Slovan Bratislava.
Any of the one of them, we should be beaten.
I know, but if
Um,
you were to handpick one, it'd probably be Slovan because you would know
uh,
what to expect.
but that's what I'm saying. We should be a club like Bruges, where within in that playoff that they'll win. They'll win 9 times out of 10. They'll win
Yeah.
the Champions League. It can't be. Oh, we think we'll beat Basel. I think we'll beat Slovan. I think we'll beat. No, it needs to be. We will. We are. We're going to be there. It's we've got the players. We've got the manager. So I've no getting any doubts about the playoff. Personally, if you want my honest opinion, I think we'll qualify. No problem.
If
Ballast at
we
the end
do the
of.
transfer window right, yeah, we'll qualify.
Ballast at the end of. Score predictions. What are you saying?
I reckon 3-1.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0. Obviously going to go 2-1, but I don't want it to that close.
No, I don't either.
2-0, I think. Just
No,
obviously the job.
I think, to be honest, Easter Road's a good big pitch, and so we should. It'll not be intimidating. So, and our end will be jumping. So I'm quite hopeful that it might look dodgy for a while, but we'll get there in the end.
Aye. But I probably think that's a good way place to end it on. Just to get the 3 points and get back on the road. Just as I said, tick another one game off the list. But that's going to be it for the Hibs versus Celtic match preview. We'll be back tomorrow with post-match reaction. Hopefully talking about another Celtic win and another game ticked off the list.
Remember, it's on Premier Sports, folks.
Aye, cool. But until then, we'll speak to you later. And hail, hail.
Bye. Bye, hail, hail.